like, why did my YouTube chat stop working? That's so weird. I hit the wrong button. Man, that was really weird, huh? I hit the wrong button on my stream and it ended the whole thing. So, good job. 5-year streamer, by the way. I was like, why did my YouTube chat stop working? That's so weird. It's telling me to sign in. It only does that when it gets killed. I was like, I killed my own stream. Did you learn anything from this? Maybe some people aren't cut out to be VTubers for 5 years. Lia's just fucking dumb. Hey guys, welcome to my stream. That's crazy. I can't believe it. Unfortunately, I also lost everybody's questions that they sent in because I'm fucking stupid. So, please send them again. We'll just start everything over. Yeah, I learned Lia has a private stream, but I didn't mean to hit it though. I literally did not mean to hit it. Thank you, Ferrari, for the $5. I didn't mean to hit it. I'm so sorry. Well, anyways, I guess that's one thing taken care of. Why did you show us your AO3 bookmarks? Do you want to see my AO3 bookmarks? I can show them to you. Yeah, wait, send in questions again. Hey, the company secret. Ooh. Okay, I'll share my AO3 bookmarks as competent. Fuck, I fucked up my chat again. Hold on. Fuck, dude, I should not be a VTuber. Dude, somebody should kick me out of this damn company. No, wait, actually don't do that. I need this job. I need this job. I really need this job. I need this job so bad. I'm so sorry. I really need this job. Please don't kick me out. Should I redirect people from Twitter? I accidentally fucked up. Oh, that's my own voice. I don't want to hear that. God, she's so annoying. Okay, Teehee XD X3. Wait, that's his teeth. Teehee. New stream link. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Please. What's a picture I should use for this Toruodachi? Toruodachi. What did I miss? I accidentally hit my kill stream button instead of the button that makes me keep streaming. And just fixes the... Okay, anyways, let's see. AO3... Saga, please, my mom is kind of homeless. I need this job, please! Okay. My AO3 bookmarks as compensation. I don't know, what do you guys do? What do you guys want? Why are those buttons next to each other? Because I'm a professional streamer that uses my numpad for shortcuts instead of the other thing that I have that I should probably use, but I got a numpad, so I was like, I might as well make use of it, so I use my numpad as hotkeys and fuck. It's okay. It's okay. Company secrets! Company secrets! Was Prism the only company? No. No. Actually, it wasn't. Believe it or not, it was not the only one. Yeah, I don't know, man. The stream crashed. That's so weird. Ooh, that's really weird. That's really weird. How did that happen? The evil secret. Other files. How do you guys know about that one? Have I mentioned it? Or do you guys just know? Well... Yes. Oh. Oh, we know. Oh, you guys don't know the answer? Lia, you've said stuff while drunk. Oh. Oh, that's awkward. That's really awkward. Ooh, that's ooh. Ooh, I'm sorry I was born stupid. I don't. Oh, what was the question? Awkward. Awkward. Yeah, well, yes. But also no. I don't know if I will ever care enough to really explain that one. But yes, but also no. Yes, but also no. But vague posting queen, come on. Too deep, more lore time. Yeah, there was, so the two companies I auditioned for before phase were Prism and a company that is no longer around anymore. Yeah. They never actually debuted anyone at all. So no. They never got out of like a prep phase. So that's why, like, when I was going to look for a new agency, I was like, oh, I really want to go somewhere that can like guarantee a debut. Yeah. Well, they did just, well, not exactly. Yeah, so I think like there was a lot of appeal about FaZe, but any VTuber you wanted to join FaZe Connect, I really wanted to be friends with Lumi. Really badly. I wanted to be friends with Lumi so bad. I wanted her to come to FaZe so badly. And I was so scared of her when she first came to the company, but I was like, I really want to be her friend, and I really want her here. And so for the longest time, I was like really like nervous about it. The other person I really wanted to be friends with was Dizzy for a long time. I remember the day that Dizzy joined the FaZe Connect server, I was like really freaked out about it because I like didn't know like what to think, because like I thought she was really cool, and you know, but I was like, I don't know. And she's done so much for me in the time that she's been here. So yeah, who doesn't? Dizzy's great, man. Dizzy's freaking awesome. I love her so much. But yeah, you seem really shy about Dizzy. Dizzy, there's Jelly, there's Lumi, there's Ember. I think all of the Invaders were people that I really wanted to be friends with, or I really looked up to a lot. So the fact that like they were able to come to FaZe through some type of way, I was like, oh, this is awesome. But yeah, I think the Invaders in general, or yeah, people that I was like, oh, I want you so bad, please. She's like one of the biggest sweethearts ever. Lumi used to scare me so bad back in the day. Yeah, I used to be really bad at interacting with her. I actually... she knows this, but back in the day, like after she joined the company, I was convinced that she hated me. And so I completely stopped interacting with her for a long time because I like thought that she really didn't like me. And I was like really nervous about how to like approach it, because I didn't want to like make her hate me, because you know I like her, you know, I thought we would be good friends. But then like I'd heard like, oh yeah, Lumi hates you, and I was like, oh, Lumi hates me, that sucks. And then she actually didn't, and yeah, now I love her. And everything was fine. All it took was talking to her. But yeah, the resting Lumi face. She's so sweet when you actually talk to her, though. She's like one of the nicest people ever. It's crazy. Yeah, She's the best. Yeah, we watched Brokeback Mountain together. Yeah. If she doesn't, yeah, cause she's awesome. What are the questions? Can you tell us more about the Gen 1 Exodus? I mean, what do you want to know about the Gen 1 Exodus? Like, anything in particular? I feel like we've kind of already explained what it was like. Or, I mean, did we leave stuff out? I don't know. Was it all 7 or 4? It was 5 of us, because at the time, JP wasn't being supported at all. We didn't really have the means to support Nasa and Michiru in the way that they needed as members of the company, which was obviously extremely frustrating for them. So when the mass exodus thing came, like at that point to Nasa and Michiru, it was like they kind of just didn't care whatever happened, because it's not like they were being taken care of in the first place. So it's like, why would they care at all? Like, I mean, you guys know this. It used to be like a very hot topic of conversation about FaZe back in the day, that like, why would you guys even have JPs if you can't support them? And like, as like the EN members, we felt terrible because like there was so much we wanted to do for them, but there's like restrictions with the type of content that you can do out of Japan. So it made like certain things really difficult. Like if we all wanted to play a game together, they would need perms. Or at least we thought they would need perms, but like we wouldn't, type of a thing. And navigating that, and also we didn't really have too many staff members that could talk with them directly. And I mean, it was just the 7 of us, and it's not like, you know, Pippa or me can like have at length conversations with them, so they felt really excluded for the longest time. But that's kind of why Midori became a thing, and that's why like we have FaZe JP Kaleido expanding, so they can have like more people to interact with them, more support. We've got like a, you know, a Japanese branch, like a dedicated Japanese manager these days. So while it's hard for us to like properly expand out there, we do have a lot of good supports for them and people that know how to navigate this. So I hope that like that's given them some reassurance. It's definitely helped them come out of their shell a lot more too. I would think like we weren't crazy close until like maybe like 2 years ago even. Like talking at length with each other, besides like passing collaborations for one reason or another. But yeah, I feel like within the past 2 years we've become really close, and it feels like we're a cohesive unit for the first time. In the beginning we tried our best, but I think the language barrier really defeated us on both ends, right? And there's not much we could do about it. I know like we used to ask like really aggressively, like, oh, can we get like Japanese lessons like in-house, like, you know, to talk with them more, but you know, funding and certain things, it just wasn't possible for us. Yeah, so that was like part of it. Gen 1 Exodus, I mean, it basically boiled down to like when we debuted, you know, like you go, like you watch VTuber debuts even from like new companies, right? Like Prism Project is a great example. And they had their debuts, they were awesome. They were polished and they had beautiful assets and they had like a million nice things and it was all custom and it felt very nice and it felt like, you know, there was like money put into it and they put on like a nice production. When Gen 1 debuted, we had to make all of our own assets. Quotation marks. I've never worked Photoshop a day in my life. No, Mumi wasn't there. No, this was pre-Mumi. Mumi wasn't there yet. When we debuted, all of our assets were made by ourselves in like Canva, right? Yeah, Sakana made Uruka's. Min's did my background, but all of like my graphics and stuff, they were all done by me. We used to have FaZe Weekly back in the day, And with Phase Weekly, we would have to go through we would get assigned, right? Like, okay, Leah, you're gonna do Phase Weekly this week. And they'd be like, okay, so now you have to go through all 7 people's streams for the week and find timestamps to make like a half-hour long video, and you have to edit it all together by yourself and then do a stream for it. I have the old like clips and stuff of it on a drive somewhere in my room. It was terrible. I used to be so stressed about it all the time. Yeah, no, this was before Dizzy, man. This was before Dizzy. Yeah. Yeah, 25 hours of streams just to make like a 30-minute clip. It was insane. And you know, like we didn't have like any support at all within the company. I mean, Sakuna and Godita, they did their best for us, but there's only so much they can do, right? Because I mean, it's hard to navigate. So it was really frustrating, and we just the support that we thought we were going to get when we came into the company, we didn't have it, and it was really frustrating to us. And so that was like a big part of why we were like, okay, we're gonna leave, because we could just be treated better literally anywhere else. Yeah, I remember like it was really frustrating for Gen 1 watching Gen 2 come together, because everything looked so good for them, and we felt so jealous of how great everything looked. And it was like I remember it was like 2 days before my debut, Tenma came to me and she was like, Leah, do you have a video for your debut? And I was like, no, I don't know how to do edits for videos at all. Like I don't know how to do that, so I'm not gonna have one. And she offered to make my entire debut video. So Tenma made the graphics for it. I did the voiceover and the scripting, and it was very much like a, you know, it was really sweet of her. But it was just us. We didn't have all these like grand stuff. And I remember we were so jealous of them. But you know, even like all this time later, like, you know, everyone gets jealous of like the new kids, right? Like I'm sure Gen 2 felt this way seeing Gen 3 and Kaleido and the Invaders, and then, you know, the Invaders feel jealous of Gen 4, and that's just normal. It just happens, right? But I think with Phase Connect specifically, it's very much like you can tell how much the company has grown and how far we've come with every debut like we have, because each one is just so much better. And we literally started from absolutely nothing. You know, go watch my debut and compare it to like literally any of the more recent ones. And I think that shows like it's a cool to like look back on, right? Oh my god, Mina, hello! Hello! I'm talking about you kids. Hello, welcome. I'm talking about all the kiddos in the company. Hello. Hello. Yeah, are you sure you want us to watch that? No, don't watch it. Don't watch it. I was watching clips of my first year the other day on my phone, and I was like, damn, why do I sound like that? Why did I act like that? Why did I talk like that? I'm like doing shit. I'm like, I don't know what to do here. But I really appreciate you guys coming and watching me. It means a lot. If you don't shut your bitch ass up, I so girl, shut the fuck up! Let's see. Question. Did I personally recruit any of the talents? No. To this day, I have not had a Nepo hire into Phase Connect. Despite what everybody thinks, I have never Nepo hired anyone into Phase Connect. Personally. Nope. After they came into the company, you know, maybe we got really close. But previously, I have never gone to Sakuna and been like, this is my friend, can you please let them into Phase Connect? That has never happened before. Jax is not becoming an invader! Jax can become a Phase invader better. We can let Jackson the face connect. I swear, this is possible. You didn't like Uruka? Can I say this? Well, actually, it's 5 years. Who gives a fuck? We got to vote on the last member of Origins. Well, not really vote, but I mean, we only had like 3 people apply. Sakura really liked Uruka, and he came to us and he was like, what do you guys think of this girl? Do you guys think she'd be a good fit for the company? And I remember we heard her sing and we were like, oh my god, she's so good. Yes, she'd be perfect. And that's how Uruka was hired. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't like we had like a whole lot of options. It wasn't like Face Connect was a hot place to be. Literally nobody wanted to be here. Okay, it was a Reddit post, and you ask Uruka, she's like, the fuck you mean you voted for me? Oh. We didn't vote for you, but he was like, what do you guys think if like this was like the other girl? We were like, yeah, we like her, she's really cute. Uruka doesn't know this. I was hoping she wasn't here. That's what I meant by should I say this? Only I don't know if 3 people applied. There was like no one. I was the 4th one to join. Well, you were the last one, Ian, because there was already me, Tenma, and Pippa. Yeah, I actually don't. I remember that Nasa came in, but I thought she was before Uruka. I remember Nasa coming in. Because like one of the first things Nasa ever said in the company server was that she wanted to flay Uruka, me, Iori, Nasa, Michiro. She wanted to flay Uruka. So no, Uruka did come before Nasa. Uruka has a better memory than me, guys. Go listen to her. But yeah, and Nasa. The Michiro was the last one. I thought Iori was the last one. Technically, but Uruka was the last of the Eon girls. Flay? Yes. Yes. Is Lia hallucinating companies? I don't remember the order everyone came in, but I remember Uruka coming in. And I remember when I came in. Yeah, you applied later than us. I came in like Pippa and Tenma were already in the company. Interview one day after I applied. I remember when Sakura and I had the interview, I got like dressed up because I thought it was going to be like a professional like webcam interview. So I remember like I put on like a really nice outfit and I did my makeup and my hair and I was like ready for this like professional interview. No. Not at all. Like I thought it was gonna be like an actual interview. It wasn't like that at all. No, he was just like, yeah, like, what do you like to do? What do you like to say? What do you like to this? And I was like, here are my answers. And he was like, okay, we'll be in touch. I can actually see. Hold on. Let me see. Kevin. I applied. I actually don't know when I applied. But I sent like my follow-up. Oh wait, no, I can actually see. Hold on. Okay, wait, this is this day. I applied. I don't have the email for like confirming the application, but did you know I did my interview sitting in a closet while we were photo shoot? Okay, I had my interview with Sakuna on the 10th of March. So, if you applied on March something, you applied March 17th, so that was like a week after me. I had my interview with Sakuna on the 10th, and then I got the like I signed everything, and like I was a member on March 26th. Yeah, I became a member of FaZe Connect on March 26, 2021. Yes, 2021, March 26, 2021. That's kind of a long time though. I don't know how I managed. Yeah, I feel like I would have gone crazy. That's not much earlier. Yeah, I know. Yeah, not much prep time. Exactly. Yeah, it sounds like March 27th. Why did you come into the server later though? Unless he was. Well, actually, I don't know. I just remember he was like, this is like gonna be the other member. Like, what do you guys think? We were like, she's really cute. We like her singing. And he was like, okay. Or like, yeah, dude, what do you guys think of her? And we're like, she's cool. We like her. He kept me out for like a week or two. Oh. Yeah. Was that lightning speed compared to nowadays? Probably lightning speed. There was one company I remember I auditioned with. I sent in my audition in the morning, and then they were like, can you talk on the phone right now? And I was like, yeah. And that was like 3 hours later. And then by the evening, they were like, so we want you to debut for us. And I was like, I don't know about that. I don't really know. And then, yeah. Incredible speed. I think back in the day it used to be a lot faster, but I also feel like the audition pool these days is so much bigger, right? Yeah, the audition pool these days is so much bigger because VTubing has become so much bigger. Yeah. Yeah, but to answer the question, I do not personally recruit any of the talents. The only talent I've ever like given an opinion on was Urka. I became friends with them afterward, but I've never nepo hired anyone into the company. I know what you guys are like. Leah, you're full of shit. Well, no, I'm being honest, man. I've never nepo hired anyone. And you know what? I wouldn't want to work with my friends anyway. Because I already do. Do you want to hire? Do I want an Apple hire? No. I have great friends in the company. So you have friends. Sakuna never asked for your opinion. Sakuna hates me, bro. He probably hates me after the stream. At what point did you believe the FaZe Connect had a future and was good for the company? Oh, and was a good company to work for. Not until like 2023. I was kind of just around because I didn't have any other options. And I liked it. I really liked VTubing too. I really liked VTubing. But I just didn't know that FaZe Connect was necessarily where I wanted to be because, you know, things were kind of terrible. But I was like, it's the best I can do right now. I mean, Pippa's even mentioned that we were sending in auditions to other companies while being in FaZe Connect within the first year, so... You know. But eventually we were like, damn, this place is actually kind of good. Like, we're getting our shit together. And now, when I leave? Fuck no. Did you think it would be possible to clear the audition process? Wait, do you think you would clear the audition process these days, or is year one, Leah? I think these days the standard for the talents that come in is much higher. Right? I think that the standard for the VTubing industry overall is a lot higher they want very experienced people. I'd never streamed before coming into FaZe Connect. I barely knew how to work my PC. You know? I'd never done anything like this. So, like, back in the day when, like, we were getting stuff ready for our debut, it was a lot of, like, the more experienced people helping me. Yeah, we could tell. Still doesn't know how. But, yeah, like, these days, I don't feel like I would be able to get into a company at all. If I was to audition, like, these days, like, I don't think that I would debut anywhere. And that's just because, like, I lack experience, you know? Well, or I guess in that case, like, I would lack experience, or I wouldn't really know what I'm doing. I don't have the most, standout personality in terms of, like, what everywhere else looks for. I feel like I do as I am now, maybe, just because you know. But if I was to be year one Lia, it's not like I had anything special about me in year one, right? Or no, Lia, there's nothing special about you in all these days. I don't support FaZe Connect. I hate you guys, and Lia's boring. I think Lia sucks. Keck. Well, I didn't say it. Lol keck, lol keck, lol keck, lol keck. But, I mean, yeah, I think, like, VTubing and being in FaZe Connect has shaped me into the person that I am today. And so much of who I am is tied to the work that I do as a member of FaZe Connect that, you know, like, as I am now, like, you know, maybe. But before FaZe Connect, like, I didn't really have much going for me in my life at all. I mean, like, it's not like well, no, that's not entirely true these days, but, like, yeah, back when, I think, like, year one was really rough, right? Like, at, like, a personal level. If you guys, like, have been around since year one, basically, like, my whole reason for VTubing was, like, I got laid off from a job I had in the anime industry, kind of. And then the pandemic hit. And prior to the pandemic, I was, like, a very sociable person, right? I was, like, always going out. I had, like, a pretty cool job. Yeah, I was, like, you know, in school full time, and I had a lot going for me, and it felt great. And when the pandemic hit, some stuff happened, and I developed extreme case of, how do you pronounce it? Agoraphobia, which is basically, like, the fear of being around other people. And I think that struggle, I could never be completely honest about what it was like, because I didn't want people on the internet after I debuted thinking that I was a major loser. But, like, I couldn't leave my room in my house. I couldn't, like, see my parents at all. Right? Like, I couldn't, like, stomach to be outside of my room. I would, like, try and go out, you know, because, like, the exposure is good for you. But I remember the day Tenma and Pippa debuted. To celebrate my debut, I went out to lunch with my mom. And on the car ride to lunch, I was so anxious, I almost threw up. And when we got to the lunch place, I didn't eat anything, because I was so anxious. And then I threw up, and then we had to leave where we were going to eat for lunch early. And I just came home and, like, laid in bed and cried the whole time. And that was pretty much like what it was like for like a while, I think. I would really try, you know, and then I would go back and I'd be like, yeah, guys, I went out and I did this, you know, this is so awesome. My life is so cool. But it's like, no, I went out, yeah, but then I had to turn around and come back home after a little bit because I was really unwell. And I think it was around like Anime Expo 2022. We were having a booth there, and I really wanted to go, right? And I felt like I wasn't going to be able to because of, you know, my condition, but I was really trying to get better, and I was able to go, and it was great, and we had a great time, and I really felt like I was better because like the girls in phase and everything was wonderful, and then it came back really badly, and I had to like start from the ground up again, trying to like get over it before the next time and the next time. And there was even like a year, the first time I ever met Sheena, we like were doing like a weekend trip, and I had to like leave the weekend trip early because like my condition was really bad still, even though I felt like it was okay, you know? And it took a really long time for me to get over it properly, and I just never wanted to be completely honest with it because it makes me sound like a super stupid fucking loser. And I think these days, like, for the 3D stuff, it kind of like really forced me to like get comfortable with it. And I don't really struggle with it as much these days, but it's taken like a lot of like therapy and trying different medications and, you know, this and that to get back on my own 2 feet and like kind of have the life that I used to. But yeah, I mean, VTubing's really all I had going for me for the longest time. Because I couldn't leave my house, like, at all. Like, I would barely leave my room. And it really sucked. But, like, yeah, these days it's way better. So it's not like a sob story. This is like a success story, okay? Like, it gets better. It does. You just have to try. It takes a long time, but you'll get better one day. Yeah. No, it's... What was the question? Yeah, I don't know. That was like something I like really struggled with, I guess. Yeah. Hi, Raiders! Welcome! Hello! Yeah, it really takes a lot, but yeah, if it wasn't for Phase Connect, then like I don't think that like I would have had a reason to push myself and to try it all. And that's pretty cool, you know? Because like even when I had nothing else going on, like, I still had Phase and I still had, like, all of you guys. And, like, I didn't want to look like a loser in front of you guys because that's really fucking embarrassing. So I was like, okay, I guess, like, I will do better. And I guess I will go back to school. And I guess I will try doing this. And I guess I will take care of myself. And then eventually it just ended up being like, oh, well, now I just live like a normal person that doesn't really leave my house. But that's like it's like a choice these days. That's what makes it better. It's like it's a choice for me to not leave my house, whereas like before, that wasn't the case. And that's cool. Yeah, you know, the job I had at the boba store, I had to quit after 2 days because my condition was so bad. Yeah. Yeah, I think I went back on stream and I told you guys like, oh no, I quit it because like I didn't really want to work there. I just wanted to like dedicate myself to VTubing full time, you know. Yeah, I chose you guys in the end over it. That's not true, actually. I'm sorry. The first day I worked at the boba store, everything was okay, and then I had like a panic attack, kind of. Well, I don't know. It wasn't exactly a panic attack. Like the way the condition like manifested, at least for me, like kind of felt like a panic attack, but it gave me like really bad heart pain. Like I had to go to the hospital a couple times because it was really bad. Yeah. And so I ended up like not being able to stand up because like the heart pain from it was so bad. And then the second day I came, and at the end of my shift, I was feeling really bad again like that. But I made it through the whole shift, and I was like, well, it's probably gonna get better, but I feel like it's just a burden if I keep staying here. So I had to like explain to the person that hired me like about my condition, and then like be like, you know, I'm really sorry that I can't like see this through all the way, but like I just physically can't do it. And then like a couple days later, I was in the hospital. Yeah, panic attacks can be mistaken for a heart attack. Well, not a heart attack, but like heart pain, you know? Like really intense heart pain. Yeah. But yeah, that's the truth behind the boba story. Is like, I didn't quit the boba store for you guys, right? I quit the boba store because I physically couldn't be there because I was a fucking neat-ass loser. Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't like it was like a difficult job or anything, but yeah. That's like why I couldn't go back to school, right? Because like my school, they ended up like halting classes because like their online system was really bad that they set up like as an emergency for COVID. So they were just like, no, like just, you know, everyone come back later. And I was like, okay, I will. And then I went back for a little bit and then I couldn't do it because of that. So I was like, damn, that really blows. So then I dropped out of school and then I went back. Yeah, I'm gonna have to deliberately forget about the heart thing again. The good news is that it doesn't really happen these days. Like, it kind of does, but I don't think I've ever had it as bad as it used to be. So it's not something to worry about. I barely even remember about it. Which is like a good thing, you know? Yeah, I barely even think about it. Sometimes it'll be like, yeah. Sometimes it's like, oh man, it's happening again. But then I'm like, okay, no, not like, I can like ground myself when it's happening. I'm like, no, everything will be fine. Oh my god, I remember there was one time after I was streaming, I went to Japan because I was like, I'm not gonna let myself be defeated by my condition. I'm gonna go to Japan. And I was sick the entire time I was there because of my anxiety. And it was like the worst trip I've ever taken because all I did was like sit inside of the Airbnb and be miserable. And that really blew. And I was like, damn, I'm never gonna be able to do this again. And then look at how far I've come. Yeah. Look at me now. Do I get anxiety when I'm out in the streets in Japan? No, I get lost and I'm like, damn, that sucks. Anyways, the Google Maps time, whereas before I would have just blown myself up in the middle of the street. Yeah. Take this as an inspiration story. If I can get better, then you can get better, okay? VTubing saves lives. And maybe a little bit of yaoi. You know. Yeah, we can all make it. Yeah. But I don't know, that's some, at least of like the hidden truth behind Lia's, guys, I'm so cool, aren't I? I'm the coolest. And I know. I would feel like such a loser every time I would like be like, damn, what am I gonna do about this today? You know, sometimes the anxiety gets so bad I couldn't even like talk. I'd be like, oh man, I have to think of like some lame ass excuse. I need everyone to think that I'm a fucking loser. Like, sorry guys, I overslept for my stream. I can't. I'm gonna cancel the stream. But it's like, no. I'm on the floor crying because I'm having anxiety that's evil and awful. But you know, if you are somebody that's struggling with anxiety like that, or like an extreme condition like that, it gets better. It really does. It feels like it's never gonna get better. We knew you were okay. Okay. Well. Anyways, how long did you expect Phase Connect to last in the beginning? I think around the time that like some other companies started to go under or have like big implosions, I was like, no, Phase is done for. So like back in like 22, 23, I was like, Phase is done, man. phase is done, we're all gonna be unemployed. Let's all have panic attacks and kill each other. It didn't happen though. Unfortunately, we're still here. Unfortunately, we are like one of the only companies to have an entire first gen stay together, which is really cool. I'll wear that with pride until we have a graduation in 2 weeks. Oh shit, did I leak that? Ah, who's graduating in 2 weeks? No, I mean, you didn't hear it from me, okay? You didn't hear it from me, but oh, don't even joke. I'm sorry. Sorry, oopsie. Oopsie, sorry. Did I say that? Ooh, sorry, not a funny joke. Awkward. Ooh, ooh. Do you guys still wipe the company Discord and get rid of all the pregnancy roleplay channels when someone else joins? Yes, especially because of Amy. She blows up that chat like crazy. Yeah. Oh, there's so many. So I have to go all the way back up. Would you ever show your Snotacon fanfiction to Mint? Nope. Nope. And I'm not gonna mention it to you guys either. Nope. Every time it gets brought up, I purposely... But I've never touched... God, what's a Metal Gear? What's your what? So I've never played it before. Oh, sorry. I'm a LARPer. I'm a LARPer. I'm a LARPer. I'm a LARPer. I am a LARPer. I have no idea what you're talking about. Let's move on. How gay are you really? And have you ever gone after another talent? I don't think any of the girls in Phase Connect are my type. To be 100% honest, first of all, I'm the senpai of the company. I cannot, as the company senpai, I take, despite everything, I take the Phase Connect reputation very seriously. Upholding what we can from the Phase Connect reputation is very important to me, okay? Thank God none of the girls in the company are my type, right? I also would not risk being the company that has its first lesbian talent dating scandal being a thing, okay? No. The Phase Connect deals with enough reputation-wise. We don't need, like, the first, like, lesbian dating scandal between the talents to be, like, a thing. Or like, even, like, management, okay? No. No, we're not having a lesbian dating scandal within the company. So, no. No. Thank God none of the girls are my type. Urika, I love you dearly. We kiss each other just as friends, though. Okay, I'm glad we can handshake on that. Thank you. To be 100% transparent with you guys. Imagine the drama channels. It's okay, I'm not gay. Okay, well, that's great. we just shake hands. The Yuri would be good. Well, that's why Urika and I are, you know, yeah, that's what we're not telling you. Sorry, no. Yeah, it's very heterosexual to kiss your friends on the mouth because I'm a LARPer, remember? Yeah. When you were at your lowest, what is it that kept you going in the company and made you decide to stay? Is it, oh, I don't want to be gay. I don't want to be gay right now. That's really cringe. I don't want to be gay, but it's because I have a lot of people, I think, that have expectations of me. You guys are the reason why I've stayed here. You know, the company of the other wait, how do I say this? The reputation of the other talents in the company is really important to me too. And I wouldn't want to leave the other girls in a situation that I thought was potentially bad. You know, the viewers, the supporters, you guys, you have a lot of faith in us. And I feel like it would be cruel to leave you guys and not be able to properly explain things. Just, you know? So, yeah. It's because I think that, like, I take, like, the role, despite everything, of being like the senpai very seriously, even though I'm not the most capable. But I do take it seriously, and I want people to feel like FaZe is a good place, and I want people to look at the company positively, and so maintaining that is important. And that's kind of like, even when it comes down to like stuff that I don't really want to do, like I'll still push myself to, because I don't want anybody getting like a bad impression. Yeah, you know, it's not fair to you guys either if like I just give up. You know, there was a long time, I think, for like my streams and stuff, you could tell that like my heart just wasn't in it, and the guilt from that, I think, like was a good wake-up call for me to like really start taking things more seriously, because like seeing everyone else's feedback about it, like, I mean, they're not wrong. They can't be wrong if they're just observing, you know? So it's like, what am I gonna do about it? Am I gonna keep being miserable? No. No. So we can all just have fun. VTubing is supposed to be something that helps you guys get picked up when you guys are having rough times, right? And if I'm having a rough time and you're having a rough time, then why the fuck are you even watching us? It's like, it's not fun. Right? It's not fun. No one's having fun. So then, like, you know, like, what good am I? I don't want to bring the mood down. So yeah, yeah. No, we don't need loser Lia here anymore. Masochism. One Final Fantasy. Let's see. Being so long in FaZe Connect, was there ever a moment where someone came through at a clutch moment to save the day? Who was it and what would they do? I can't think of anything off the top of my head specifically, but if there was ever a clutch moment where someone pulled through on something that we really needed done, I think it would be the stuff that Dizzy and Lumi do. They're kind of like always pulling these like clutch moves, right? Right? It's happened a couple times, but I can't think of like specific projects. They're very reliable people, very capable people, so yeah. And that's why the Invaders are so cool, right? Are you saying Muyu and Amy isn't real? I don't know what happens between them, to be honest. What they do behind closed doors isn't my business. Maybe Muyu and Amy is a real thing and I'm just stupid, okay? Maybe I'm just stupid. Any clutch moments on your end? Oh yeah. Today, I woke up only 15 minutes late and made it for the end of the meeting, and that was really clutch. Anyways. Let's see. What VTubers did I watch before getting into FaZe? I've always been a big fan of Kiwawa from Hololive. Yeah, and I was a very, very, very big fan of the dearly departed Pomu Rainpuff. Yes. Outside of them, though, like these days, I watch a lot of Laplace, and I watch a lot of Gigi from Hololive, and I like watching my good friend Minto. I love her. And I feel like I watch, like I'll jump into a lot of like the FaZe girls streams too, but yeah, I watch a lot of FaZe girls. yeah, Minto, you guys know I love her. I do watch the other FaZe girls I just said. Yeah. I mean, who doesn't? Yeah. FaZe is her favorite corpo. Stop, don't tell people that. They're gonna think that like I'm a FaZe fan or something like that. Ugh. FaZe Connect. Nope. Can you list the order from the best to worst way to support the talents? Or does it really not matter? I feel like there might be like technically like the best way, quotation marks, to support talents and like not best way or something like that, but I don't really feel like I am somebody to reject any type of support. Like, if you're going to support the talents, and you're going to support the talents, and I'm not going to be like, no, you have to do it this way, or you have to do it this way. Because, like, at the end of the day, like, you're being friggin' nice, right? Like, who am I to say, like, you know, merge your stream elements, though? I don't know which one is better. I think it would be stream elements, but the merch, I don't know. I don't know. Is it true that Sakuna was in a heated rivalry relationship with the former CEO of a VTuber company? You laugh. You can't. No, but you can't laugh. You can't laugh. No. I shouldn't have read that. I shouldn't have read that. Fuck. I don't know. I don't know Sakuna's love life. I don't give a fuck about what he does outside of like our meetings and stuff. We just so no, I don't know. I don't even remember. Help me. Yeah, just ask Sakuna the next time he has a Q&A. Okay, that's the best way to get an answer to that question. Just ask Sakuna. That's not my business. I can't say anything. Were you ever planning on jumping ship while being in phase? Yup. Yup. Many a time. So many times. And then when the places you audition hit you with the, well, you're already like Lia from Phase Connect, so no, we can't take you. And it's like, oh, well, okay. Well, not exactly that wording, but you know. Not exactly that wording, but yeah. It's a bit difficult, but you know what? It doesn't even matter. Yeah. 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 What merch did you release that you were super proud of? Or like a dream come true for it being made? I liked the light sticks that we released for my last birthday. Those make me really happy to see, especially like the people that got them. Like, they were using them at the con. That was pretty awesome. But otherwise, I mean, I'm kind of a gooner myself. I like cute anime girls doing cute things. So my Dakimakuro was kind of awesome the first time I saw it. Because, you know, I like... Yeah. I was like, is it weird if I'm, like, drooling over myself? But... I'm really cute. Reason you're not hired, you're Lia. Well, reason I'm not hired is because you're like, yeah, I want to audition for your VTuber agency. And they're like, okay, do you have any experience? And it's like, well, I can't tell you that because I'm Lia from Phase Connect, but I can't tell you that. So, I guess, yeah, I have experience. And they'd be like, okay, portfolio, please. And I'm like, well, I can't give you that because I'm Lia from Phase Connect and I have an NDA. And they're like, well, you know, not that exact wording, but they're like, you know, portfolio, please. And I'm like, you're Dono Walled. And they're like, well, then you're not hired. And I'm like, fuck, that's... Just trust me, bro. Yeah, exactly. Just trust me, bro. Yeah. Yeah, that's why it was rough, right? Yes, I want to jump ship. Do you have experience? Yes. Okay. Link me your YouTube channel. I can't do that for you. Okay, what's your name? I can't tell you that. Okay. Well, you're not hired. You just sent us a troll application, and then I'm on the ground, like in the fetal position, like I have to deal with Kevin for another year. I have to deal with Kevin for another year. I have to deal with Kevin for another year. I'm gonna blow him up. I'm gonna blow him up. I'm gonna blow him up. And then 5 years later, yeah. Can you tell us how you did the anime NYC concert? How did it come together? It felt like a big deal that just came from nowhere. We were doing 3D stuff. Well, actually, I wasn't supposed... Well, no, I guess I was. I was told two different things. I was told, yeah, you might get a 3D model. And then I was also told, no, you need to hit like a certain milestone in order to get a 3D model. Which I also felt like was really fair. So I was like, okay, you know what? That's fine. That's fine, I guess. And then one day... Saga was in my DMs and he was like, hey, do you want to do a concert? And I was like, yes. What do you mean by that? And he was like a 3D concert. And I was like, are you kidding me? And he was like, no, like, do you want to do a 3D concert for Anime NYC? And I was like, I mean, I guess. And then, yeah, a couple weeks later, I was, on a plane to Japan to go film for the first time ever. And that was awesome. And, I mean, there really wasn't much else to it other than that. It was a really fast turnaround from when we filmed it to when, like, the con was, though. Like, it was pretty much instant. So, we all went to New York afterward. And then I got sick. And then I left early. I left a couple of days early. Yeah, it was my first 3D concert ever. Ever. It was me and I don't think Urika was in this concert. I think it was just me, Pippa, Tenma, and Mint. I don't think Urika was in this one. I don't... Well, actually, was she? Urika was there. I'm sorry, Urika, I forgot. Wait, she was there. We shared a bed. Urika was there. This is the tequila Ferris wheel. Right? I think so. Wait, no, I forgot. It meant that little to you. Urika and I are always sharing a bed, man. I don't remember which time it was, which time when. I just kind of assumed that... Well, I didn't actually assume. Lia forgot. I'm sorry, Urika, I forgot. I'm sorry, I'm not the most reliable person. But yes, Urika and I shared a bed, and I remember that Pippa was on the floor watching JoJo in our hotel room. Yes. Yes, to be honest, the only thing I really remember about ANYC is buying a bunch of Final Fantasy merchandise. And I was like super undercover, right? Because like, no, I was like, yeah, nobody here knows I'm Lia from Phase Connect. And then I was buying Final Fantasy merchandise in the artist alley and seeing people with their Phase Connect bags and stuff, and I was like pogging, but like I couldn't like publicly pog, so I was just like, but yeah, that was pretty awesome. I bought a lot of Final Fantasy merchandise when I came home. And I ate good soup. Yeah, I ate really good soup. Yeah, this is the same time I met BB for the first time too, when we were... Okay, yeah, so Urika was there. Yeah. Okay, so now I remember. Sorry, it took me a second. Sorry. I love you, Erica. I love you. I'm sorry, I forgot. It's been a really crazy couple of years, hasn't it? BB's a Nepo hire. No, BB was already in the company when we met her. The way I met BB was we went to dinner one day. Okay, I didn't even know we were having a new gen. We went to dinner one day. And Sakura was like, yeah, like, you know, these people are coming to dinner. And we're like, okay. And then there was this girl I've never seen before. And I was like, who the hell is that? And Sakura was like, oh, she's gonna be in the new gen. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean the new gen? And he was like, yeah, she's like in the new gen. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, Baby's gonna be in like the new gen. Like she auditioned, and so like, you know, she's in. And I was like, what? Like, what? And then she was like, I like Final Fantasy 14. And I was like, I think she's the greatest person ever. And then we talked about Final Fantasy 14 like non-stop. Yeah. Yeah. Sakura doesn't even tell you things like formally. He'll just be like, oh yeah, this person. And you're like, who is this person? I've never met them before. And he's like, oh, it's like the new girl. And you're like, what new girl? And he's like the new girl for the new gen. And you're like, we're having a new gen? And he's like, yeah. She's ready for Lia for 3. No, this was like couple, like a year. I think like a year before she debuted. Yeah, she was there for a while, but I mean, I get it because she's really talented. She's really cool. So yeah. I mean, why not? She was also like, yeah, I want to be in phase. You guys are cool. And I was like, okay, wow, you're really nice. I like you. Okay, yay. Yeah, you guys knew this. She's Mystery Girl X that I would talk about all the time. I would be like, oh yeah, you know, I was talking with this girl, Mystery Phase Girl X, before Saga was announced. And then when Saga came out, I was like, oh yeah, by the way, guys, BB1 is Mystery Girl X that I was talking about. Yeah, I used to talk about her all the time, but I couldn't like, I couldn't like be specific about it. I've known BB for a long time though. She's been in phase for a long time. Yeah, see? Sorry, am I missing stuff? Thank you for the gifted subs, and thank you for the Akasupa. I'm sorry that I missed it. I think I also missed something else. Or did I not? I can't tell. Pre-debut training arc is really long. It's because like, they have assets that they need, right? But it takes like a really long time to make them. And especially with Saga, these like Saga is so fucking organized as like a gen when it comes to stuff. They are like so cool the way that they're like so particular about things, and they're so determined to be like very specific about stuff. So I mean, it makes sense that they were in the basement for a long time because they were like very precise with what they wanted, and it really paid off because they look really good, like cohesive. It's awesome. I have the hiccups. Let's see. How much input do you guys get on your merch? I don't really know about the other girls, but at least for like Gen merch, for like Gen 1 merch, we all kind of agree on what we want. Or like management will be like, this is kind of like the idea that we have. What do you guys think? And then we can kind of like mix and match it. And then at least for like my own merch, like last year, I picked out all of the pieces, and then the stuff that like I was a little bit like, I don't know about this, then Aiko helped me put together the last bits. But usually like, at least for myself, they let me be really hands-on with it, and like I can give like pretty much all input or like direction on it, as long as it's like not anything too like super crazy or super ambitious. But I feel like as phase has become like bigger overall, like we have like more that we can do. So yeah. Why did Invaders have a part 2 and not become its own gen? I don't know. I don't know how Invaders works internally. I'm really sorry. I suck a lot because I don't really know how any of the other gens operate outside of Gen 1, and I don't really like to stick my nose into their business and be like asking a trillion questions, because I just feel like it's not really my place to. So unless like someone comes to talk to me about something, then like I don't know about anything else. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not corporate brained. I'm not super gossipy. I'm sorry. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't go for jellyfish for my 2.0 because I felt like it was too different than what I was already doing. And I still wanted to retain as much of like the original feeling as I possibly can. I don't know if it ended up working out, but at least that was like what I had in mind. I kind of embraced just being a guy. I'm curious about the timeline when Moomy came in. Did her influence become notable? Was she actually... Oh, what did she actually do to change things? Well, I mean, we didn't really have a manager before her. And she came in, and she was, like, on top of everything that we needed. Like, organizing things and putting together, like, proper meeting notes, which was, like, a big help in general. Reaching out to people for, like, yeah, reaching out for, like, commissions and all of this stuff, and, you know, like, helping out with, like, sponsorships and this and that, and, I mean, like, she was doing the job of, like, 8 different people just for us, and, like, really pushed herself further than she should have, because I know, like, it took, like, a big toll on her, but... If it wasn't for her coming in and organizing things, like, dude, the company would have been over. How did you find out about FaZe? It was a Reddit post that was like, hey man, join our company. We're a VTuber agency from Canada that's just starting up. If you're a student, we'll give you some support. And I was like, I'm a student that needs support and wants to be a VTuber. And then I sent in an audition, and basically it was like a record like a 3-minute video introducing yourself and like your best like talents, or like, you know, and like what makes you unique, and like what sets you apart from other people, and like what type of content do you do? Do you have a YouTube account? Do you have experience? What do you know, like what are your favorite animes? Who are your favorite VTubers? You know, like if you could pick like a VTuber to be just like who would it be? Like blah 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, kind of back in the day, all the VTuber audition forms were the same. A little bit. I have no idea how I found out about the JP girls. I think there was like an article that was published or something. I don't know. I only went on Reddit to look for VTuber company auditions. Like basically. There was like a Reddit subreddit for it. Like I don't remember, but there's like VTuber auditions subreddit, and I would just go through there and send in applications to like everywhere. Yeah. How have the auditions changed? I don't know what a audition these days really looks like for a company, but I think like with FaZe, something that we ask like particularly is like, what is something that you can offer the company that none of the other talents do right now? You know, like what makes you truly unique? And like a company of like 33 people, what is something that like sets you apart? Right? And I think that's really reasonable for like a company that's already got like talents in it. But I mean, I just really wanted to be an anime girl. Yeah. Yeah. Being a member of Origins, do you feel or have felt a lot of pressure guiding the new gens? I mean, I don't really think for myself particularly I'm someone that like the new girls like look up to, right? But when Gen 2 came in, I remember there was like a lot of pressure for myself, and I was super Minhera back in the day too with them, because I was like a million different feelings. But yeah, these days, I mean, I don't really know if like that's really the case for me specifically, but you know, like I've said, the company reputation, despite the shit that comes out of my own mouth, is really important to me. So I feel a lot of pressure to be cool, but at the same time, I don't want to not be Lia, you know? So like, I'm still gonna say a bunch of shit, but like I gotta do it in a cool way, you know? I don't do it in a cool way. That's fine. It's fine. I know I don't do it in a cool way. And that's fine. Me? Cool? Yeah. Yeah, early Phase Weekly was rough. Dude, Phase Weekly used to be like the bane of our existence. We would like do anything it took to not get asked to do Phase Weekly. I would literally go out of my way to like find ways to be busy, to like not have to do it. None of us wanted to do it. And then Dizzy came in and she's like, yeah, I want to do Phase Weekly. We're like, oh fuck, yes, thank God. Oh my God, yes, you're the best. Poor Dizzy, she came in and she was like, yeah, like we're gonna make Phase Weekly into something great. And we were like, yes, Dizzy, good luck. What's wrong with it? No one wanted to do it because we'd have to edit the clips by ourselves. That's what the problem was with it. Is like back in the day, we'd have to do all of the clips, all of the editing, all of the setup, like all of it all by ourselves. And no one wanted to do that. Dizzy stepped up. So everyone go thank Dizzy for being awesome. Yeah, let's see. Being new to Phase Connect, I've never heard the story from Ashelia to Lia. Was there a big drama or you just weren't satisfied with 1.0? I was really unsatisfied with a lot of different things, like about the company, right? Obviously. I was like really unsatisfied because back in the day, something that Sakana really wanted was he wanted us to script out our streams. And he wanted us to like have like a very specific image that we pushed. And it led to a lot of like our authenticness being like how do I say it? I'm not really big on like kayfabe, right? Like I really like to be like as like upfront and honest about things as possible if I could. If I can. And I just feel like that's how I have the most fun doing things. But it was very much like a kayfabe type of a thing. And with Ashelia, it was very much like a... Dude, Ashelia has a massive rack, right? When you look at her, the first thing you're looking at isn't the color of her purple eyes. It's not the color of her orange hair, right? It's not what color her green jacket is. So what you're looking at when you see Ashelia is her big boobs, right? And I kind of dug myself into like this mega hole with like the stuff that I was doing because of the big boobs. And I just wasn't having fun with it. So it wasn't like a big drama, but I was just like very overall unsatisfied with a lot of things. And I had like a vision to like be different, and then I ended up like debuting and being like, actually I don't give a fuck anymore. Yeah, we're gonna watch the Brony documentary on stream. You know, so yeah, you know, man, remembering that one Twitter space did break my heart a little bit, but I understand the change. I don't even remember what you're talking about, I'm sorry. How did your mom feel about you becoming a VTuber? She thought it was just gonna be something that I did while like trying to get hired in between another job. So she was like, yeah, if you have something that's like paying on the side of going to school, then like it's okay to do for like a year. And I was like, yeah, like I'm probably only doing like 1 year or something. So I don't know. And then after like a year, I was like, well, I kind of really like it. And I'm having a lot of trouble like getting along in general. So, you know, maybe another year until I can get on my feet is okay. But then like after a year, you know, get bigger and more stuff is happening. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll stick it out for like another year. And after 3 years, my mom is like, yeah, if this is what you're gonna do, then like you gotta like do it. And I was like, okay, yeah, okay. Yeah. And then 5 years later, I I think it's really sweet. My parents, they really like watching my streams and stuff. And they're really supportive of me. Even if you guys don't see them around very much. Like, they're super supportive of me. And like when FaceCon was happening, they were watching live streams that you guys were having from the convention on the TV in the living room. So yeah, it was they're really supportive of it. And yeah, she's really proud. So at least like, yeah, I don't feel ever like I'm unsupported, right? Yeah, every time my mom sees clips of me talking about shit, she's like, "Do you really have to say that?" And I'm like, it just comes out. She's like, "Okay." Let's see. The funnest collab I ever had with the other phase girls. There was this game called Omega Strikers, I think is the name of it. And I believe it was with Remy and Irie, I think. I think that was one of my first times like really interacting with Remy before. And that stream is still one of the most fun ever. Ever. Was Ariana there too? I thought. Well, I'm sorry, my memory is bad. I just very much remember Remy and Remy being so high energy and so crazy the whole time. And that was really fun. Yeah. Remy was very much like holding nothing back there. So that was the most memorable part of it. Was like that was like one of my first collabs I ever had with Remy specifically. And yeah, she really stood out to me in that. So to the point that I don't remember who else was in that collaboration. I'm a bad senpai in the way that like I only have memory for like certain things and not much else. But you know, I also really liked the Heda Oni stream Amy and I did, because I feel like that was like one of the first times I got to know like what Amy was really like, and that was pretty great because she has a very interesting personality, but she's awesome. That was really fun. God. A lot of the early collabs, I think, were some of the most fun. Yeah. But I don't know all of the collabs I've done off the top of my head. The fashion streams are also really fun. I really like those. And having different people on. I'm trying to think what else. I really look back fondly on like the collab that Rie and I had with Flayon and Ollie. That was great. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, the Urka fashion review one. That one stream I had with Pippa, also a long time ago. It was like a one-on-one collab with Pippa, where I was like teaching her about Tumblr sexy men. Yeah. The Hyrule Warrior streams are also some, but that's not collab streams. Those are just like my own streams. Yeah, the Hyrule Warrior streams I was doing were like some of my favorite ever. Cause like I feel like back then it was really rare that I would get to like do like a stream that was just like purely something I liked without thinking about like a million different things at the same time. So I was just able to like purely indulge in something I enjoyed embarrassingly and cringely and just have a great time with it. Yeah, that was pretty great. These days I feel like I don't care as much, but that just comes with like the I'm old as shit, so you know. Yeah, I don't really collab too often with everyone, but I feel like it's because I just don't really have time even to like sit down and play games in general. So all I want to do is just like sit down quietly and play games. But every so often I get like the I really want to collab with this person and this person, you know. Yeah, Tumblr AU collab introduced me to Leo's world. It was like the I feel like there was a bunch of streams kind of after I debuted my 2.0 model where you were able to like really get a sense of like what I was like for the first time with like the mask completely off for the first time. And I feel like those I can look back on really fondly because it was the first time that I didn't feel like I had to like hide the power level. Yeah. It was great. When Lia becomes unhinged. Yeah. Hope she's doing well, Pomu. May she rest in peace. I miss her. Ooh. Didn't have the big boob energy. Just pure mask off. Exactly. I could never live up to the boobs that adorned my chest. So, yeah. When I released my inhibitors, when I shed my tits, then I became a fucking Fujoshi freak. A freaky Joshi. I became a freak Joshi. Yeah. I'm too old to care. I think that the way I look at VTubing these days is I just want to have fun, and I want everyone else to have fun. And maybe like you'll have fun learning about the stuff that I like talking about, or maybe you won't, or maybe you just don't care and you like it when I say weird stuff, you know. But and some fucked up way it'll make you smile, and that's kind of what I think about, you know. Oh, the Final Fantasy 15 stream I did where I played the other half of the Ignis DLC. That was also a great one. I remember I told my mom about it the day after and I cried in the car thinking about Ignis. Yeah. How did it come to pass that your new outfit is the lewdest and most naked of them all? When I first got the design back, I didn't really give much input on it. I just really liked the way that the artist made it. And then they were like, we're going to make evil versions of them. And I was like, okay, make it look the same. And they were like, we got you. So I didn't really have actually too much crazy input over this. But it was just that the artist that did the original version knocked it out of the park. And I was like, you know what? I never thought I'd be looking like that. But sure, why not? What sin is it supposed to represent? The cardinal sin of incest. I don't understand. 67% of your streams have been fun to watch. Thank you! Any collabs that you want to make for your 6? As a senpai, knowing all the talents are scared to ask first. I don't know. There is one collab I really want to do with Rooney, I think, but that's really the only thing I can think of off the top of my head. Yeah. Something with Rooney, but I don't know when. I can't mention it to you guys, you know. Let's see, what else? How many people are auditioning for the gens these days? I have no idea. I haven't heard the details of the audition process since like Gen 2. Yeah, I think Gen 2 was the last time I ever heard like what the auditions were like, and then everything else had just been like, oh, this is a new girl. And then we're like, who is she? And he's like, new gen. We're like, okay. I had a really rough time in 21 and I watched you a lot back then and it helped me a lot. Well, I'm glad. Thank you. Thank you for the $5 I'm glad. I'm glad to know that my energy is infectious. Yeah. What do you think is your most hated... Wait, what do you think your most hated moment of being in phase was? Like, out of everything I've done, what is, like, my worst moment in phase? Since I was in the company? Well, you guys know the answer to this one. You guys know the answer to this one. I don't even need to say it out loud. Yeah. Oh, easily. Easily. Say it to the lurkers in chat. Better not. Oh, I get it. Yeah. Yeah, if you know, you know. I memory hold that. I didn't. I definitely did not. Yeah. You can wonder. You can wonder about it. Explain to the newbies. We could just, yeah, we won't mention it, but yeah, the worst moment I've ever had in my career was that one. Yeah, definitely. Definitely easily that one. That shit keeps me up at night still. I'm just, you know, you live and you learn. Anyways. It's not even not even close. If I could go back in time and bludgeon myself to death for something, it would be that. And that's the end of that. Anyways. So, that's awkward. I didn't mean to. How many bonks did you get? Have you ever gotten a strike? I get a bonk on every couple streams I do. And I got 2 strikes on my channel. In the time that I've been VTubing. Because I called Ada Wong from Resident Evil mommy. And the AI said I was hate speech against women. And I was like, what? And they were like, yep, you hate speech against women. And I was like, no, I'm appealing this. And YouTube AI said, no hate speech against women. And I was like, put me in contact with the real person. And they were like, no. And then I couldn't get my play button for like 2 years. Yeah. Do you think the company was in a good spot when Gen 2 was being planned? Or do you think the company was in implosion status? I personally have always felt like Gen 2 came way too early into the cycle of us figuring our shit out. And it was a little bit irresponsible to take on these new girls in the midst of like the company readjusting, because we did not have shit figured out when they came on. And I think that like the fact that Gen 2 has their own horror stories is just like proving my point. I've always felt like that. I felt like it was unfair to drag them in. Because, you know, they're girls that have, like, these big dreams and these big aspirations, and they wanted to be treated fairly, and we just weren't in a place to do that after, you know, everything that Gen 1 went through. But, I mean, they were there already, and the most that we could do is just try to be there and support them. And I'm glad that things worked out, and I'm glad that they all stuck around, too, because Gen 2 doesn't have any graduations, because they're a fucking baller as well. But yeah, I mean, they had a lot more than we did, but I didn't feel like it was fair to drag other girls into the mess that we were dealing with at the time. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Saga was fighting with them like crazy back then because of all this like stuff that was going on. I feel like if you're going to expand, you have to be in a place to support the people that you're expanding with. You know, like the VTuber industry is like, overall, like it can be pretty rough because you'll have a bunch of people that will take advantage of young girls with these big dreams. And, you know, as like the streamer, the talent, you're entrusting these dreams to someone and hoping that you'll be taken care of fairly. And not everybody is equipped to treat people well when it comes to that. I don't think that Face Connect at the time was equipped to treat the girls well at all. And yeah, and I hear about Gen 2's stories, and like I remember like when I met them, you know, for the first time, hearing like the stuff that they had gone through, like I felt horrible because like, you know, you know, it doesn't have anything to do with like Gen 1's feelings about it. We just wanted to make sure that if we were going to take on more talents, we were in a reasonable spot. But like Gen 1 had just like around the time that Gen 2 came into the company was like right after Gen 1 like had like our mutiny era, right? Like it was like a month later, and we were like are we really in a spot where we can do this right now? Because like we're still unhappy, like, you know. So I'm glad that things all worked out, but I just my heart definitely broke for them at the time. You know, there's a lot of complicated emotions, but I don't like dragging other people into unfortunate circumstances, especially like as they get older. And all of these new girls come in, so yeah, I'm grateful that they're all still around, and I'm grateful they stuck it out, and I'm grateful that things are so much better and they're having better times. But yeah, at the time we were just like very worried about them because things were not good. It's always a learning curve, but yeah, I feel like it's okay if we were the experimental ones, but Gen 2, they should have... Yeah, because they were supposed to be like the idols, you know? Like the idol gen. And, you know, we should have done much more for them if that was the case, but with our situation, it was a bit difficult. Is Sakuna overextending now? No. No, the talents, we won't let him at all. No, every time he's like, yeah, like we should expand. Like, nope, absolutely not. That's why, like, every time you guys are like, it's a new gen. Absolutely not. No, absolutely not a new gen. Like, the other talents will not let that happen. Not because we don't want new girls, but because like we have a lot of girls and we don't have that many managers. Like, you know, that's like a thing you guys know. We do not have that many managers working in the company at all. And the managers that we do have, like it's too much work for them. They're constantly dying. They're constantly, you know, and like the talents, we're pretty much like managing ourselves still to this day with a lot of stuff. But yeah, and until we can get more staff, we can't get more talents. So no, yeah, shout out to the staff. They're the goats, especially like going from FazeCon and, you know, doing all of the work at FazeCon and then immediately having to come back and do like all the talent stuff like Gen 1 anniversary. It was crazy. I had a meeting with Cece this morning and she doesn't even have a voice. Like, I felt so bad. You know, like, we have a billion things that need to get done, so like the work can't stop. But it's like, I wish that there was like a day off for the managers because they really need it. Yeah, it's slow and it's steady. I think that Sakuna being super selective with the staff that he brings on is smart because all of our managers are really good managers. It's just we need more. But he's also got a really good eye for who he hires. Like, just looking at everyone in the company, you know, managers in talents. Like, he's got a good eye for it, but we need more managers. Is it true Sakuna only started FaZe because he needed friends to play gacha games with? I don't think that's true. He more than anyone, I think, supports and chases after the idol dream. And he's very committed to it. For everything that everyone says, he's very committed to seeing his dream come to reality. And I think he's done a really good job at it. If I could change anything about my first year, what would it be? Everything. Everything. Literally everything. Are you fucking kidding me? My god. No. Oh my god. Let's see. Yeah, I forgot. I have a drink sitting here. My cat is yelling at me. One was Wonder's AI. They were also like an ambitious, or not ambitious. That feels like a wrong word to say. Like newer project, newer idea, newer tech that we had like a good opportunity to work with. I actually don't know where they're at today though. I was actually thinking about them, but I don't know. What if Sakuna quit FaZe? If he ever sold the company off, I'd leave. If Sakuna sold off the company and left, I would leave too. I wouldn't even think twice about it. No, it doesn't matter how good things get, and it doesn't matter like what happens. If Sakuna ever let the money win and walked out on us, I would leave the company, and I would hold a grudge against him for the rest of my life. Even to a talent, yeah, I don't think any of the girls, like even Dizzy, are like ready for the responsibility that comes with that. Yeah. Yeah, I can't. I don't know. If Sakuna let the money win at the end of the day and sold us off, I know that would be it. And I feel like I'm not the only one. Let's see. I don't know if anyone tried to buy the company. It's like kind of on the topic of that. Mari said your solo at Grand Passage reminded her of Miku and made her heart feel things. Wait, that's kind of cute, but don't compare me to Miku. She's cooler than me. How did you get into 14 in the first place? Final Fantasy 14. So I saw a cosplayer back in the day on Instagram cosplay Emmett Selk. He was not cosplaying Emmett Selk. He was cosplaying Amaric, but I thought it was Emmett Selk because it was like a name that you heard around all the time, right? Being on Tumblr, everyone's like, "Oh my god, Emmett Selk, Emmett Selk, Emmett Selk." Well, this cosplayer also cosplayed Alphino, right? And I was like, "Oh my god, Alphino's character design is like one of the cutest things I've ever seen. He's so cute. I need to cosplay Alphino, right?" But I don't like cosplaying characters that I don't know anything about. And growing up, I never played Final Fantasy. I'd always wanted to, but it was like PlayStation, you know? So I was like, well, I can't afford a PlayStation, so it's fine. Whatever. Years go by. It's COVID, and I'm like, I want to build a PC so I can play Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15 was like the coolest when it came out, and everyone was posting it back on Tumblr. I wanted to play it so freaking bad. I would literally tell all of my friends, I'm gonna play Final Fantasy 15 one day. I'm Final Fantasy 15, dude. Ignis is so beautiful. I have to play it. I don't know anything about it. I'm gonna be completely unspoiled. I'm gonna play it one day. And the trailers made it look so cool, right? So I was like, yep, I'm gonna get into Final Fantasy and I'm gonna play Final Fantasy 15. And then I was like, oh my god, wait, Alphino from Final Fantasy 14, I wanna play. And so I built a computer. I got like all the parts together and put it together, and I was like, okay, yay. And I downloaded Final Fantasy 14, right? Downloaded Final Fantasy 14, made a character, logged in. I made an archer. I started in Gordania. I was playing as a little redhead cat girl because my favorite anime boy had red hair. And whatever. I took one look at the UI in the game and said, oh, absolutely not. I have no idea what I'm doing. Uninstalled it and like never touched it again. When it came into FaZe Connect, Sakuna was like, I want to play I want to have a Final Fantasy 14 free company. And so I remember it was like me, Urika, Pippa, Tenma, Sakuna. We were playing Final Fantasy 14 and we made new characters. We all started in Gordania and they were kind of showing us the ropes on what to do. And I remember, you know, like one of the first quests in Gordania where like you meet Papa Limo for the first time. I couldn't fight that fucking tree. I could not kill the tree. And it was really pissing me off. And so that was the most I played to. I played until there, and then I uninstalled it again. I was like, nope, that's not happening. No one wanted to play it. We were like, nope, this is not happening. This game is terrible. I'm like, okay, whatever. Well, flash forward a couple of years. One of my friends is crazy hardcore into Final Fantasy 14. And every single day, they would be like, to like my other friends, you guys should play Final Fantasy 14. We were into Genshin at the time. We were all playing Genshin, and our friend would always be like, you should play Final Fantasy 14. You like this in Genshin Impact? You should play Final Fantasy 14. Oh my god, Genshin Impact has evil characters. Well, you would love Final Fantasy 14. And all I really knew about Final Fantasy 14 was like, Emmett Silk is sexy. There's a lot of like really cool like sadistic like evil art of him, and he's really sexy. And I think Alphino is really cute, but the game is terrible, right? And our friend would always be like, play Final Fantasy 14, play Final Fantasy 14. So one of my friends bit and played Final Fantasy 14 for our other friend. And they were two of them were playing together all the time. And we were like, what the hell? Well, because I had already tried playing it, I was like, okay, yeah, I'll reinstall. And then there was like a jellyfish minion. And I was like, oh my god, you can have a pet jellyfish in this game? That's awesome. But I didn't like the character that I already had. So I made a new character. Right? Made a new character. And what do I name my new character? Well, in our D&D campaign with my friends, my D&D character's name is Kaijiero. So, okay, I'll play as a bunny boy named Kaijiero. And I wanted the jellyfish minion, and I couldn't get it unless I paid for a sub. So I was like, okay, I'll pay for a sub so I can buy this 200 gil jellyfish minion. Got the jellyfish minion, played like a couple more classes. This time I tried playing Arcanist, right? I played like a couple of the quests, and I was like, no, this game is terrible still. I'm not playing this shit. So I uninstalled. Paid for a sub, by the way, just so I could use the market board. Uninstalled. Well, one by one, all of my friends start installing Final Fantasy 14 and playing together on Discord. And I'm like the only one, because I'm like, no, this game is awful. It sucks. And then I'd come back on stream and I'd like bitch about it, how much I hated it, right? But like all of my friends would play it, and they would just sit on call together like all day, every single day, and play it for hours. And every time I would talk to them, they'd like sneak it into a conversation. Oh yeah, Lia, you know, you're doing this? Like, oh, but in Final Fantasy 14. And I'm like, oh my god, shut the fuck up, I don't care. Well, I played Twisted Wonderland, and my favorite character is Idia. What game does Idia play in Twisted Wonderland? He plays Final Fantasy 14! He's a Dark Knight! So even in my other video game that I'm playing, the Final Fantasy 14 gets fucking mentioned. And then I come back on stream, and in my marshmallows, right, in Q&A, you guys are sending me, oh Leah, if you played Final Fantasy 14 and gave it like an honest chance, you might really like it. I go to Japan. I have like the worst time because like, well, not the worst time. I had fun, but like when I was there, my friend, all she could keep talking about was Final Fantasy 14, and it was driving me up the fucking wall because I didn't care. And I was like, oh my god, she made me go to like the Final Fantasy 14 cafe. And like I went because she's my friend and I love her, but we went and I was like, oh my god, dude, this sucks. Like this shit is awful. Are you kidding me? But like, I'm at the cafe, I'm being supportive, I'm listening to you talk about it, but like, I don't care. Well, we come home, and then I feel like an asshole, right? You guys are sending me messages about it. All my friends are playing together. I made my friend cry because I was like, no, I don't care. Oh my god, everyone's talking to me about it. I'm going crazy. I felt really bad about it. So I was like, you know what? Fine. I'm going to play. I reinstall. But I don't tell my friends that I'm playing, right? What I do, my friend is like, you know, or before I uninstalled it, my friend, she was like, if you just buy like the skip, the ARR skip, you might like it. If you just like started from Heaven's Word, if you gave it a chance at Heaven's Word, you might like it. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So she gave me money to get the skip, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll play. Never did. So I logged back in, I started Heaven's Word, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna play by myself and not tell my friends. So I go through my friends list and I block every single person I know. All of my friends, I block them in game. I did not know the friends list only was like a one-way thing, but I block them, right? And then I'm like trying to like do the quest, but like they would keep seeing me like around the town, so then I would pretend to just be like AFK, and then they would message me and be like, Leah, what are you doing logged in? And I was like, oh, I just wanted to see my jellyfish minion. And they're like, okay. Okay. I was like, yeah, so whatever. And I'm like playing kind of by myself, right? Like I'm like going through Heaven's Word. I started as a Miko Bard, and then I got baited into playing again because I realized you could Fanta into a bunny boy because I already bought the sub. No, I made 2 different characters. So I have my original character I started with that was a Miko Bard, and then I made Kaijiro as a bunny boy. I didn't get a Fanta. No. I didn't Fanta, but I Fanta'd. When I came back to playing it after I was in Japan, when I started playing Heaven's Word, I Fanta'd into a cat girl because I didn't want to play as a bunny boy anymore. So my Kaijiro, I Fanta'd into a cat girl, right? Yeah, so I was originally a bunny boy, Kaijiro was a bunny boy, and then I Fanta'd into a cat girl, and then I started playing Heaven's Word as a cat girl on Kaijiro, which Kaijiro is a cat girl, right? I was playing Heaven's Word, and I thought like nobody could see me, right? So I'm like, yeah, I quit twice. Well, actually I quit 3 times because I also have my Lia character. So there's my first character, there's my Lia character, and then there's Kaijiro. So, well, I quit. Well, I also quit on Kai. So yeah, like 3 times. I quit like 3 times. You know what they say, 3 times the charm, right? So I was like playing, and I remember I was in like the sea of clouds in Heaven's Word, and I was like doing like the bullshit up there, and I was not really enjoying the story. And then my friend like was in the sea of clouds, and I thought like she wouldn't see me, but like on her end my name is like we're friends, she could fucking see me. And so I was like, you know, la la la. She was like, oh, what are you doing? And I was like, nothing. I was being really dodgy about it for like a long time. And then like after a bit, I don't remember exactly, but after a bit, you know, like you get to the vault. Well, like I got the vault, you know, and I was kind of more into the story than I thought I was, right? I got into the vault. I did the vault. And then I remember like I was in the middle of the vault cutscene, like the cutscene, and then I like joined the Discord call with my friends, and they were like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?" And I like wordlessly turned on my stream to show them Harshafant dying in my fucking arms. Like I didn't even like go past the dialogue. Like he was actively bleeding out in my arms, and like I just burst into tears. And then yeah, that's when I got like crazy into it, and then I stopped streaming for 2 weeks so I could blast through the game. And then everybody hated me because they were like, "Where the fuck is Leah?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm playing." Well, CC also contributed to this too, actually. Yeah, CC also contributed to this because like she loves Graha. And then she was like also edging me to it, and they were watching your friends list with the location as of the vault. You guys were actively sitting there watching me go into the vault, laughing at me. The fuck, you guys. Cece loves Graha. Cece is crazy about Graha. Like crazy about him. And I could go back into her DMs and find. Because when I started 14, I didn't play ARR, right? I didn't play Crystal Tower, which is fucking hilarious considering who my like favorite. Anyways, fucking hilarious. But I didn't play ARR. I watched like the video to like catch you up. Like, you know, there's like a video and then there's like a synopsis type of thing, like not like a summary that you can read. And then I watched the Crystal Tower cutscenes, but like I wasn't like into it, so I was just like in one ear out the other, and I just like did not understand why people like G'raha so much. I was like, he's fucking annoying, and it's like every white woman in their 30s is like obsessed with G'raha Tia and calls him like, oh, my cute little small bean, oh, my baby boy, and it gives me the ick and it pisses me off. And I was like, I'm not a white woman in my 30s. Like, I don't like G'raha Tia. Okay, no. Like, come on, man. And Cece was like, no, like, I love him. You know, he's just not for everyone. Blah, blah, blah. You know, whatever. You know, G'raha, the blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know, no offense, Cece, but like, I hate your Catboy. I think he sucks. Like, there's nothing good about him. Playing Shadowbringers for the first time. Yeah, like, the Crystal Exarch, within knowing the Exarch for like 3 hours. I remember I was telling my friends, I was like, guys, I think I'm in love with the Crystal Exarch. I think I have like romantic feelings for the Crystal Exarch. My heart is like doing things, and like I'd wake up in the morning and I'd be like, oh my god, like I get to see the Exarch again, guys. No way, like this is the best day ever. Literally wanted to bash my head into the fucking wall. Okay, well, maybe I have explained this to you guys, but I actually, like, kind of got spoiled on the Exarch G'raha thing the night before I got the cutscene, because I was reading Kaleido fanfiction, because I kept thinking about the Exarch, and I couldn't sleep, so I was like, I'm gonna go to bed and I'm gonna read Yaoi to get my mind off of the Exarch, right? Because he's all I can think about, because I'm crazy about him. And so I was reading this Kaleido fic, and it was like a really good Kaleido fic. So I was like, Kaleido is a Genshin Impact ship. It's like one of my, like, Yaois of all time. And I was like, wow, I want to read more stuff from this author. So I went on the author's page, and they had Final Fantasy fanfiction, and I was trying to not read the tag, but you know, like, your eye will catch it, and I saw like G'raha Tia X Crystal Exarch, and I was like, oh, I mean, I guess, like, I guess, like, they could be a ship, because like the Crystal Tower, I guess. And then like I thought about it for like a second, and I was like, wait, but if it's a pairing, they usually use a slash. And like on AO3, if it's like a character's different name, they'll use like the long line, and it was like the long line, and I was like, I can't think too much about this. I'm just going to go to bed. And so I went to bed, and then I woke up and I got the cutscene, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Ah! Are you kidding me? The worst bait and switch ever. Oh my god. Yeah, this is supposed to be a stream. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, so that's my Final Fantasy story for you guys. Yeah, and now I play this game like my life depends on it. Yeah, it's great. And now I have a Final Fantasy inspired outfit that I'm showing you guys. That is partially inspired by Sephiroth and partially inspired by Hermes. Because how could it not be if I had the freedom to do, you know, whatever? Yeah. It was obvious, no? Winged Defiance, Winged Lia. You like what I do? You like what I did there? Anyways, I'll spill more company secrets, I guess. What is the next step for Phase Connect to expand? Well, one, it's not talking about Final Fantasy. Is that what you told the artist to include? I mean, the head wings are already there, but I wanted like more feathers. Like there's like feathers here, and then there's feathers on my weapon. So I just wanted more feathers overall. And then I had originally 2 wings, but I wanted just 1 wing because I felt like it just made more sense. but I wanted it to be less angel looking and more bird looking to fit like the feathers. So the one wing, like very obviously was Sephiroth, right? But like the making it more feathery and less angelic was a bird. Bird of. So you know. So you know. Yeah, one winged Fujoshi. Yeah. Winged Fujoshi. I'm curious about your mastectomy. Bold move. Well, I had to get it for health reasons. You ever heard of a flying fish? One winged chud! Anyways, the question was, what's the next step for Phase Connect to expand? Building for dedicated 3D? I think the next step for us would be getting our own, like, filming location. Because right now, we don't do all of our filmings, like, overseas. But we do a big bulk of them overseas, so I think that the next step to it is, like, would be like, I have the hiccups. Yeah, getting like our own space to record 3D in. Maybe we don't do the full concerts there, but I personally want to do more 3D streams overall. So if we had like a designated space to do this, that would be like a great step going forward. And then getting 3D for all of the girls in the company also, which is another reason why like I'm very much against getting another gen, right? Is because like oh, wrong button. I want all of the girls to kind of be on like the same playing field, and then maybe we can think about expanding for the generations. But yeah, I really want Saga, Kaleido, Euphoria, and Quest, all of our more recent gens. I want all of them to come on stage and do 3D if they want to. If they don't want to do 3D, I think that they should have the opportunity to say no, which I think is what's pretty interesting about Phase, is like there's no expectation that everybody is an idol. It just happens that everybody so far that's done 3D wants to do the idol stuff. But, you know, for example, someone else later is like, no, we don't want to. Then I think it's nice that there's no pressure for them to join because we're so diverse in what we do. But I mean, at this point, I think everybody wants 3D, which is totally fine. So I think if everybody wants it, we should make it a priority to get everybody on stage together. Yeah. I think there was discussion that you guys were seeing that FazeCon was going to be a biannual thing. And I can't like give any confirmation or deny that. Because we haven't really had like a proper discussion about it. Right now it's just like a bunch of you know, what should we do? You know, what comes next for us, I guess. Because this is like, you know, our big thing. Both Dizzy and Lumi said that. It was kind of a discussion we were having because we were like, yeah, I think if FazeCon was annual, we would have to have a designated staff just to run the convention every year, and that would be a lot of work for the size of the team that we've got. I think biannual for who we are and what we have makes a lot of sense. Or, you know, even Final Fantasy, not to bring Final Fantasy back up again, but they do every 3 years, right? And so I feel like having it not as an annual thing is okay, but it's like, what else do we do in that in between? Because obviously, like, we still should be doing concerts if we can. You know, personally, like, I feel like I'm just getting started with the 3D stuff, so I want to keep doing 3D as much as possible. A lot of people internally and externally want another Phase Wars, and that's something that the talents, like, we really want to see happen as well. So it's like, we couldn't do a Phase Wars because we have the convention. So if we want Phase Wars, we would have to not do the convention every year and make Phase Wars happen and give that, like, the bulk of our attention. So it's not confirmed. It's not confirmed. It's not confirmed, but that's a discussion that we've been debating on, like, what comes next, what we should do, what everybody wants to see. So I think the idea is just not having FazeCon every year, but what do we do on the years that FazeCon doesn't happen, right? 3D stuff. But I think, like, I don't know. I want more content on, like, the company channel, personally. Like, I really want to see, like, alternative uses for a 3D model if we're not going to be putting out, like, concerts all the time. You know, maybe there's, like, content we can film or, like, other things to do. I personally, like, at least for, like, myself, I really want to do the D&D campaign. I really want to try my hand at doing a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff, I think, as well. So, I don't know, but yeah, that's at least, I think, like, right now it's really hard because no one knows what comes next and no one knows what we want to come next. And we kind of have to figure it out because, like, around now would be, like, when we would have to start planning for, like, the next year's, like, big thing. So we really don't know at all. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're at, what we're thinking of. But, yeah, a game show or something. But, yeah, I want to do blooper reels. I feel like blooper reels from our concerts would do so well. Yeah, there's always so many good bloopers that we have, like, during the filmings. I feel like would be really fun to release. But, I mean, who knows? Yeah. And like I was mentioning for myself, there's stuff that I really want to do, but I was uncertain or not if I wanted to, like, set any new, like, goals or ambitions for upcoming stuff during this stream today. Mostly because, like, with some stuff, I feel like I can't. I felt like when I was, like, setting goals and stuff in the past, they were really ambitious, but I think at this point, like, I've pretty much made all of them happen, so now it's like I don't really know what to do, you know? And, like, if I leave out certain things, then it's like I don't want to give, like, an impression or, like, an expectation. So it might... And just post-game DLC. But that means that I'm already, like, retired. It means I'm already on, like, my way out. The game is over. So now it's just, like, you know, blah, blah, blah. A live 3D concert is a good next one. A live 3D concert, I think, will probably be, like, the only one I have. But, like, then you guys will be like, well, you already did that. So, I kind of did do that already. See, so it makes it hard. Yeah, typically you make more goals. There's more to shoot for. I know what I want to shoot for, but I feel like it's probably best not mentioned because, I mean, who knows what the future looks like. That's something about Phase Connect, right? Is like, I think we're like a very unique company in the fact that, like, we came from nothing, but somehow, like, the girls here, we all get to make our dreams come true despite, like, the circumstances. And I think that, like, that makes FaZe, like, a really unique place to be. Yeah. Sponsored by Final Phase. Yes! Yes, that's my new goal. I want to work with Square Enix. There, that's what I'm putting out into the what do you call it? Not atmosphere. The world. Space. I'm putting it out there. I want to work with Square Enix. Yes. Yes, that's what I want. Yes, one day I want to work with Square Enix. Yes. I'll maybe see us in a gacha game. See the FaZe girls in a gacha game. That'd be really nice. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to keep releasing songs, even though I don't do that. But, I mean, who knows? Yeah. And ooh, a round 1 collaboration. We'd have to get real big for that though. Maybe I can just say that I would like FaZe to just keep growing. I want everybody to have 100K, right? And then maybe like we can set like a new goal. I want everybody in the company to have 100K. I want us all to have matching plaques. And I want us to be in a gacha game. And I would really like to work a maid cafe event again, I think. Yeah, I wanna do another maid cafe event. And I wanna work with Square Enix. Yeah. And I wanna see a Pippa figure. Yeah, I wanna see a Pippa Nendo. That'll make me real happy. Yeah. We can get like the plaques and we can put them in the warehouse. That'd be really nice. FaZe Nandos. I really wanna... Yeah, FaZe figures. A Pippa figure. What challenge do you want to get to 1 million subs first? Pippa. If anyone has it in them, I think it's Pippa. Yeah. I mean, she does a great job, I think, being like the face of the company, right? So I definitely think that she's got it in her. I want her to have so much success. Yes. And then no, even better, we should get Pippa the Ripper to 1 million. I don't know if she privated it again though. We should get Pippa the Ripper to 1 million. Yeah, you gotta climb. I don't want to step on Pippa's toes, man. I don't want to step on Pippa's toes. But yeah, I mean, it would be nice to grow a lot as well. I feel like I'm in a better place now. I probably couldn't have handled any type of like change, but I think like I needed to really work on myself first, and then I would be able to probably like think about it again. And I feel like I'm at a good place to start thinking about it again. But I mean, I'm also really happy with where I'm at right now, so I don't know. I guess there's always time to see, but yeah. So more covers this year? Oh boy. So you would like never guess what I'm purposely avoiding doing right now. I'm just really engrossed in the conversation that we're having. You know? So, I was just really engrossed in our conversation, and I thought we were having a lot of fun together, and I was having a blast. Yeah. I mean, it's not... Oh, would you look at that? I was gonna say it's not 11 yet. Oh, it is 11. You're recording a Has-Been Hotel cover, aren't you? This is news to me. Your back's against the wall. To which it's the wrong song. The last time you have to play games. No, please, no. I want to play video games again. I miss video games. I miss being a chud. I miss being a chud. I barely had time to weave in reading yaoi today between all of the stuff I was doing. Isn't she lovely? Yo, my face kind of looked like her. This VOD is getting deleted. As long as Sakuna doesn't find out, then that's okay. No, I did read yaoi today. But I read it in between doing stuff. you know, I told you the tag on the yaoi that I read was misogyny. Eh? Read us some of it. No can do. Sorry. Yep, love gay men because you hate women is a great yaoi plot. Well, I mean, when the yaoi has, she... You know? So, like... You know. Yeah. Why are we talking about yaoi? I don't know. Why are we talking about yaoi? I think chat's full of some freaky deaky weirdos that only like talking about yaoi and nothing else. Yeah, I don't know why they're always having to bring up that shit. It's so annoying. Oh my god. You know, like I was just saying that I'm a really busy person and I have to go do so many recordings right now. So I like can't stay around and chat with a bunch of losers. But they were like, no, we're talking about yaoi right now. You can't leave us, Lia. So but I'm like, no, guys, like come on, be normal. Yeah, you know. Could ban it from chat. Ooh, okay, anyways. Yeah, I'm gonna go raid into Urika and go do my... Well, no, wait, yes. I was gonna do a scrapbook, but then I fucked up and killed the stream. So instead, we're just... Take that. Happy 5 years of streaming. We still have outfit debuts tomorrow. And then we're doing a collab as a Gen. Oops, Alzatsu. Go watch my wife. What's it? Yeah.